The next then is Ruth Hamilton from Save the Bear Mountains, New Mexico.
Good morning. I want to give a little more background on what we consider a big success in North Carolina. This was a t-shirt that I designed and we distributed to people in the Chapel Hill, Durham, North Carolina area because the people down in Washington County were supposed to have huge landing, what's called OLFs, outlying landing fields, put very near a school, and the fight had started by the Navy in 2006. They had come in and bought land and terrorized the people, actually, by putting them on buses and telling them what was going to happen, and collecting lots of land. In the fifth poorest state in North Carolina, that is Washington County. Okay, so when I went down to see what was going on, there were basically two ladies trying to fight off the Navy. They were coordinating everything. And it had been going on a while, but it was, they did a good job. They got that fabulous film that we saw last night made, and it was long, so it was the part that you saw was 10 minutes. And that was basically our fighting tool. Now, what you have to keep in mind is that this being a birding preserve, there are people around who we may not want to associate with. They're in the NRA and they're Ducks Unlimited, but they became our allies because they didn't want those birds killed or harmed in any way because they wouldn't have anything to shoot. So we all work together on this. And I think we all have to consider that anybody can be our ally, and we have to listen to them. Because in the end, Elizabeth Dole was not reelected because the NRA did not get behind her, one of the reasons, and she was a fence sitter, and she didn't want anything to do with this, keeping the Navy out of the birding preserve. So in 2011, David Price was on the military appropriations. They pulled the funding, and the Navy left North Carolina at that place in Washington County, and they took their little butts back to Virginia Beach, and those people around who were very wealthy had to put up the noise at that time. That's why they came to North Carolina, halfway between Cherry Point and Virginia Beach. So the fight took over 5 years. And I went to all the naval hearings and I read a letter from the Chapel Hill Friends meeting. So consider that everybody needs to be involved, no matter what political party they come from. Now, here I come to New Mexico thinking I'm getting away from all that all that corruption and fighting in North Carolina. So we buy some land online. I'd never even seen it before, but it was a good deal and a very beautiful area in the Magdalena Ranger District. This is Cibola Forest. And about 5 years after we've had this land and built our little dream retirement house, we find out that we are sited on to have 3 helicopter pads put in, and the Air Force is up for renewal of a 30-year forestry permit. Oh boy, did I have a fight on my hands. I got very involved when I heard about a rancher who'd had his cow die from eating parachute materials. Now, this is a picture of what's hanging all over the trees on the east side of Bears, if you can zoom to it. But this is a parachute, so cows will eat anything. And Johnny Kranitz came to the open house that Elaine Corman arranged. He brought his cattle hauler, and he came up, a little bitty guy with a cowboy hat on, and he told this story. And this is a time that we had a surprise attack. Elaine had decided, now she's the one person that's going to make the decision on this. She had decided, well, we're just going to have a little open house, and you can go around and talk to these guys, these Air Force guys, and ask them questions. Well, we were there prepared with huge list of questions, and we took over somewhat and confronted her with questions. And this is what we're talking about. They're expecting people, ranchers, to read this and make a comment with a letter and send it in. Do you know, nobody in the Air Force had ever read this. They were aware of it. They didn't know any answers to their questions, and they said, well, this is the worst case scenario. Well, they had not met this lady named Arian Pregetzer. I'm so sorry she's not here, but she is brilliant, and she prepared this, all these questions, all these ways that this contracted out draft was wrong. And we presented it. We got as many letters in as we could. You know, they give us a little comment period. They'll let you know about 1 week ahead of time when there's a comment period, when you can come out and make a comment. So 10 of us gathered the trash from the site on the east side of the Bears. We took our movie. We had our presentation. We went to the Forestry Service. Do you know, Elaine was not there. She sent her crew there. It was the flu season, and I guess she had a bellyache or something. But anyway, we presented our evidence, and at this point, there's a big standstill going on. We've asked for an environmental impact statement. We have told they'll let us know something in August. Judy Coleman of the New Mexico Wilderness Alliance is ready to take the master agreement, and we hope to have a lawsuit come forward. But we're just stalled at this point, and don't know what's going to happen. But I can say that we fought the good fight, and we've gone to the people and taken our laptops out on the ranches, and we've written letters and done the best we can. But this period now of not knowing what's going to happen until August is difficult. But we will keep up the fight. Thank you.